Hello, Action Queens. My name is Hloni Mokoena. I'll be interviewing queens who are taking action towards fulfilling their life purpose, believing that you will be encouraged and inspired on your personal journey. Our guest today is Hloni Mokoena. She inspires and trains corporate groups and individuals to reach their full potential through her company, Power of Mind, a coaching and facilitation organization. Welcome, Hloni. It's such a pleasure to be able to talk to you today. I'm really honored that you accepted the invitation to do this during lockdown that we find ourselves having to endure in South Africa to keep us safe.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
You are welcome. I believe that you have a very important and timely story to share in the situation that we find our country in economically, where a lot of people are losing their jobs and they just don't know what to do. So I called on you because I remember where we used to work and we went through the retrenchment in 2008, the first time we experienced an economic downturn at a significant level. So I think in South Africa, we got hit around 2009. That's when our company in particular started having to lay off people. And I
Yeah.
remember that at the time, you had the smile on your face, like, walking around the corridors and everything. And you were one of the first group, I think, you were part of the group that got retrenchment letters. So when this happened in South Africa now, I remembered you and how you've conquered and how you went through that season with a smile. And I got curious and I thought perhaps some learnings could be helpful for others in this season. So can you take me back to that time when you got retrenched? Number one, I want to know what headspace you were in, and also, did you see it coming?
Definitely not. I think I was so oblivious to this whole thing as it was unfolding. I didn't, realize the magnitude of how bad things are actually going to be to an extent that people are going to get retrenched, they lose their jobs, and it's affecting us definitely in that way. So for me, I was like, okay, there must be a solution to this, and everyone will keep their jobs. Well, maybe one of the things we could do is to cut down on salaries and find a way to just get back to our feet. But it was not that at all. The letters did come, and some few employees, including myself, were told that that's it, and that is it from that. I think on the same day that was like the end of you coming to work.
Really?
Um, yeah, so yeah, I remember just starting to pack up, removing pictures on the wall, and you know how it. And okay, so you're going through that, and it's like, what is this? It's over. So it was definitely scary to go through such a challenge. You're thinking, oh my gosh, I've got a child to support. I'm a single mother back then. Definitely not now. But yeah, no, things happen and blessings come in hundredfolds, and I was really blessed. But then I was definitely alone. My mom was dependent on me. I had just bought a house a year ago. Obviously, I needed to, I was responsible to make sure payments go through. And the unfortunate thing is that even with this retrenchment, there was no, retrenchment packages and big monies that people get when they get retrenched. It was really just you get, 3 months salary, obviously, but it will be paid in months. It's not coming all at once. So those are the things that were so now. I'm looking at the financial aspect, how it is impacting me in negatively. I'm thinking what's going to happen, without income. But at the same time, I also found so much relief, because deep inside me, I didn't enjoy the job. I actually didn't like what I was doing. So therefore, it was that I was feeling like, a huge relief, something big off my shoulders, because I don't have to do this. That I have to wake up every morning and do. But now at the same time, where am I gonna get, my income, to support my daughter and everything else that I needed to do. So yeah, so that's basically where my headspace was and how things happened. And yeah, and I know, there was a bit of sadness um coming with it, but like I said, because of reading and learning new things, I found the strength, and I found the courage to really stand up strong during that time.
So, what in particular made you hopeful or think differently? Like, not just be in depression and disaster mode?
Okay, so you learn that, you know what, your thoughts become your reality. What you focus on will expand for you. You learn that your thoughts inform your feelings, and it is that feeling that is important. It puts you in a space that you need to be in order to attract the things that you want to see into your life. So I took that very, very seriously. I understood that being depressed is not gonna bring what I want to see in my life. Being negative and just speaking it all the time and just speaking about how bad it is, it's not going to serve me. So I needed to change how I was thinking. I needed to stop complaining. And instead I needed to see the beauty in the challenge, because I also learned that, with the problems in your life, there's also opportunities. So I started changing my tone, my thinking. I would sit in my house. I remember this house was still so empty. I just sit there and watch the walls. They were white in color. Believe me, that was so beautiful, because what I would do, I just sit into silence, into quietness, and I'd have internal meetings with myself. Because if I allowed myself to spiral into the negativity, it was just not gonna help. So I would sit there, meditate, learn meditation, because I didn't know anything about it, and for me it was powerful moments, because I could really just connect with God and the spirit within. I'd calm down. I'd feel so calm. It would actually just help me to really just deal and face the difficult situation in my life. That was my thing. So I started thinking, what do I want to do? Um, Clearly, I didn't like what I did, and I'm definitely not going back there. I am definitely not. I'm not gonna do a full time job anymore. I don't want to be permanent. I want something flexible. And I start saying this, just and I feel it, and I'm like, I know, guys. And I start talking about it, because for me, talking also helps. When you start sharing and telling people what you want, it's like you're prophesizing it. You say you're making it out there. You're saying whoever's going to listen, God will listen, yes, and everyone else around me has to, because what I'm doing as I do that, I am positioning myself, and I stand in that position. So I am in a position of, I am not doing a permanent job anymore. It's,
But
yeah.
where you want to go, what does that flexible job look like? Do you have an idea what industry it's in?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now because I'm and I'm being transformed into this other person that I like, I realized that I wouldn't mind sharing what I know. I would have to interact with people. I would have to engage them into these conversations, and and then that's all I started doing. Or if we have a conversation and I feel your spirit is down, and I feel you sort of hope or anything, I'm gonna be that person that's gonna uplift your spirit. I'm gonna speak positive in you because I have learned something. So I knew now that I needed to to be around people, and I needed to be standing up and sharing what I know. So for me that was important. I couldn't package it. I didn't know exactly how I was gonna do this, but because now and when you are now being led to your destiny, or you are now being shown the direction, because I felt it. I felt with when I got the opportunity for facilitation, I was like, oh yes, then I could pinpoint it. I'm like, this is it then. Oh yes, this is, I want to do this. I want to talk to people. I want to share my thoughts with them. I want to stand up in front of them, and I want them to listen to me, and it happened exactly that way.
How did the opportunity come about? Because
Yeah.
now all you know is this formal employment situation. You don't know, even when you are searching for
Yeah.
a job on these career sites, you don't know what career to type. You can't say talking to people, searching,
Mm-hmm.
because you don't have the packaging or the name, or you haven't been exposed to this industry that you are now being drawn towards. So
Yeah.
how do you transform from, because you were an account executive,
Executive.
right? So
Yes.
in an
Yes.
advertising agency, where you work with managing projects and managing campaigns, advertising campaigns, and now you want to move towards talking to people. What is
Mm.
that called? Are you going to be there's a whole lot of, you could
Yeah.
be a teacher for all we know. But now this one,
Mm.
how that transition happen?
You see, my big mouth helped because, as I said, all I did was to blah 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 blah. Guys, I just want to do something flexible. I want to talk to people. I don't know what it is. So it landed on the right ears, you see. So somebody introduced me to someone in the facilitation industry, understanding that this could be what I am basically talking about.
How were you discovered as a facilitator, or how did you discover the term facilitator?
Um, as I meet this woman in the facilitation space, she was like, okay, I'll give you an opportunity doing something else. But what happened was they needed a facilitator the Monday to start, sessions with a group. But their facilitator couldn't be available for them. So they then asked if I could actually step in and save them, if I should say that, because they needed somebody quite urgently. And I was like, yes, let's do it. And the only time I had to prepare was a Friday. I remember I went to one of their training sessions to see how they do it, how they conduct these sessions, and what happens. And I took a lot from that. I prepared myself so much over the weekend. I googled as much as I can, and I literally immersed myself into knowing how to do this, and it was amazing. I got there on the Monday. This group that I was going to be doing facilitation with, a group of older men, white Afrikaner men, and obviously a mixture of women being there, but it was people who've been in doing their work for like 20 years. So I'm 27. I think I was 27 still, and I'm so petite. I'm this young girl, and I stepped into their space. It was child and youth care workers that I was going to be training. So it was an in-house training. So I got there, it's their space, they know everything. Who are you to come and teach us anything? So that's why I surprised myself. I was so surprised how I managed to command the their attention, basically, receive their attention. I got them to listen to me. I got them to like me. It was amazing. I got them to actually appreciate what I did for them. And I think it was because of my my energy and how I how I do things when I'm around people. I really become alive. I always say that I become alive. I transform into somebody that I don't know. You know when someone is a singer and they're on stage and they lose themselves and they become what they don't know. 'Cause, some people would be very shy if they're not on stage, and they're very they're introverts, and but once they get on stage, something happens, and that's exactly what you can't even explain it.
Uh-huh.
That's exactly what it is or what
That's
happened, and
amazing.
it's
And
amazing. So you now I'm introduced to this thing. I'm like, wow, this is it. This is it. This is what I've been called to do. I know it now, and I love it. I remember I was with them for the week, and the Friday they were standing in a line, and they were giving me a hug to say, "Well done." I'm like, "Oh, if you guys knew that this is my very first training ever, they're so amazed." And then I also learned about life coaching, as I was so it's like things were starting to unfold in front of my eyes, so it's like when you focus on something, it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, and
mm,
you meet the people that will make it possible for you, or will share something that will spark an idea, and you're like, oh, okay, and then so you get into it, and you start learning more. So that's exactly how I got myself into the space of facilitation. I'm a facilitator, and I'm also a life coach currently.
what does your life look like? Talk to us about the benefits of the flexible living that you wanted, and have all the things that you were envisioning that
Mm,
day, or when you decided to change your life, have
yeah.
they come true?
Woo, woo, to me. I'm sorry. I'm becoming emotional now, but I everything that I had envisioned became is true as we speak now today. One of the things that I learned with coaching is what we call a vision board.
Yes.
So what you do is you put down how you want to see your life. So it could be in the form of pictures. You cut out pictures, and it's actually a fun activity actually
Yes.
to do. It's which I would actually encourage most people during this lockdown. Even for children, it's quite good. So you put down pictures of things that you want to achieve. So I would cut out speakers on a podium and put it down there. I would cut out words, life coaching, and anything that has to do with clients, because now I want to see myself becoming a life coach and actually reaching the numbers and the people, or even having more clients than as long, it's just so that I get to work with people as much as I can. I put down a bigger house that I would want to move to. I put down this big car, so everything that I would want, because I wanted to live a comfortable life, give my children a better life. Oh, I put down a perfect soulmate for myself.
Uh-huh.
Um, you know what? It happened exactly as it. I remember also writing it down, and I said, I would like to meet my perfect soulmate on the 18th of February. This is in 2011. I wrote that down. I didn't meet my perfect soulmate on the 18th, but I met him on the 26th of February. So things happen. I'm like,
Wow.
oh, well, now you. So it happened because I'm with him even today. 9 years later, we married for 5 years. Tomorrow is actually our anniversary. Um,
Awesome.
and I remember putting down a picture of this guy. Believe me, it is so similar to who he is now. It's so close. I look back and I'm like, what did I do? So the idea of you can design and create your life as you think it. That was
Mm,
that that I took from then, and I continue to talk to people about it because indeed that is all that I'm experiencing today. The life that I'm living today is the life that I think about. I had written down. I put down on my vision board, and not because you think all you want is material things, and it could be anything. It could be friendship, it could be a better relationship with your siblings, it could be a better relationship with your parents. Whatever it is that you want to achieve, as long as you start focusing on it. So vision boards help you to start focusing on the things that you want to achieve in your life. And it's okay to have dreams and have goals and big dreams. It's okay. It's okay to be a child with a wild mind and being like, me, I can fly. Why not? If you can put it in your head and think about it, do it.
that's amazing, Hloni. So now you're a life coach, you are a facilitator, you are a family woman, and all of that, and your career is going well and growing and all of that. Then lockdown hits. How has it had any impact on your business?
Yes, it challenge hit. It's the lockdown. My trainings had to be cancelled. I remember I was supposed to fly out to Durban on the Monday. The president spoke on a Sunday to say no more 100 people in one room. No, we got calls to say, guys, you can. I was supposed to be at the airport at 5 a.m. So that evening, flights were cancelled, trainings were cancelled, work for me was done. Um, but I, I took it on that, you know what, if it means I'll start doing my coaching sessions online, let's do that. I will, I have to put myself out there, and because I do enjoy face to face, client interaction, but in this particular case, you can only do it online. So you also have to be flexible. So I do not allow myself to go down and stay there. If things are tough, I find a way to stand up again. If today was difficult, tomorrow the sun is gonna shine out for me, and I know that I'm blessed.
And now the financial insecurity that
Yeah,
the situation brings, and
yeah,
worrying and concerns.
yeah,
How are you navigating that? How are you preparing for
yeah.
it if it hasn't hit you yet? Mm,
I've also learned to have a an affirmation about finances that I even today I do every day. Uh, Money comes to me easily and frequently. My finances are taken care of and they are growing. So if I say this, I stop thinking of being broke. So I become wealthy in myself, in my system, in my thinking. I become financially free in my thinking first, because that's what's more important. If you are not mentally strong, and if mentally you still think, you think lack, it will never work out, then nothing brings it forth for you. But if you stay in the positive of what your finances should look like, it's amazing. For the I, I am able to I've been able to save up money so much that I don't feel the pinch now, because when I say money comes to me easily and frequently, things just happen for me to receive somehow. Um,
Wow.
you continue to say it, that I am financially free. I may not have all the finances, but I say it, I speak it. You will never find me when I don't have anything. You can say I don't have money. I don't know what I'm gonna do, and stressing, and I decide not to put myself into that space. I'd rather put myself in a positive space and thinking in terms of how I and 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 that's why I sometimes say it becomes miraculous, and things work out
Mm,
on their own, because you are not, you you are not in control of everything. You do your part and you let go, and you watch as things happen in front of you.
so what's your word of encouragement to those that are going through retrenchment now, that might face it sooner? And yeah, how do you recommend that they navigate the season that they're in?
Yeah, I know and understand that it's not easy. It's actually, difficult, because
Mm,
you are thrown with this big, hard, and heavy ball for you to carry, and you're thinking, how the hell am I going to do this? So this could be a change of gear for you. You probably, you were in the same situation as ours, a job that you didn't like. Ask yourself, what do I like? What do I want to do? What is my passion? Find out what your passion is. You'll be amazed when you start asking yourself these questions, that, wow, actually, I would actually rather do things this way. So don't block yourself out into the misery of, oh my gosh, what is this? Start, start, start allowing yourself to think of yourself and what you like. This is really a cleansing process for so many things, for our world as it is, for
mm,
for our people. Think of this. This is not the only time you've had challenges in life. How did
yes.
you make it past the other challenges? You made it. You are strong. You can do it. Whatever it is, just allow yourself to stand up like a child who's starting to walk. Because yes, they fall, but do they stay down? No.
No.
You know, they don't stay down there. They stand up, they dust themselves, and they propel themselves, and they make it in the end. So this is not the end of it. This is really not the end of it. It probably is the beginning, and all you need to do is to tell yourself that.
Wow, that's amazing, Clans. Really encouraging indeed.
Yeah.
I am truly grateful for the opportunity to talk to you, and I
Yeah.
believe this is not the last time that we are talking. So, where can they find you should they want to interact more with you and get hold of you?
Okay, so I'm actually currently offering free coaching sessions,
Oh,
which we
wow.
can do, yeah, which we can do online. We can, obviously we make appointments and we decide which platform to use. It could be a WhatsApp video calling, and then on the social platforms, you'll find me on Facebook. It's Power of Mind Life Coaching, and then on Twitter it's Power of Mind.
Thank you so much, Lons. I hope they take you up on your offer and
Yes.
they get in touch with you. I will also include your details on the description of the video so that you are easily reachable. Catch new interviews weekly and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Remember to subscribe to our new YouTube channel.